This is getting started with the shopping bag. It's the small one that we're going to do this week. To do that, we'll do a magic circle, and we chain 4, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1. So now what we have here is we have our foundation chain stitches and a double crochet. That's a triangle. This is a space, and this is the space in the triangle. So these are all spaces, but this I'll refer to as the triangle. This I'll usually refer to as the space. This is another triangle, and you want to have several triangles. So let's finish that off. So it's going to look like a whole bunch of triangles, but you really have triangles and spaces, and you really won't see them until about the 3rd row. Let's see how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. We have 8. That's what we want. We're going to go into the 3rd chain of the 4 chain space. Chain 1, and we're going to slip stitch into that triangle, and this one we're going to do triangles in each of these to do an increase row. 2, 3, 4, and we're just doing 1 triangle in each of these, and this is our increase because we're going into the spaces as well, so we're creating even more triangles. So we had 4 triangles in the first one. We should have more when we're done here. And you can see that they're going inside each of the spaces here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles, and you can see them a little bit better. This definitely looks like a triangle because it's a V shape right there. And then this is the space between. So in the end, we should have 8 triangles and 8 spaces too. We're always going to end with a chain because that will create that last space. So we have a chain stitch, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 V's. Now we're going to do our next increase. This one we're going to be going into the spaces to create our V's, and our increase ones are going to go in between those spaces. So we do chain 1, slip stitch into the space because that's where we want to walk it to. We want to make a V. Then you go to the next space. So you skip that V and you go into that space. And you're going to create 2 V's. So that's 1 V done. So we're going to do 2 more double crochets into that same space to create 2 V's. So you can see that, and I'm going to do that all the way around. Now you can see that there's a V here, 2 here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And the total of triangles, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're going to create 1 more space, and then we're going to do an increase row the next 2 rows. With the second one, you're going to have, well, it's actually your 1, 2, 3, 3rd row. You're going to have 2 V's, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and then you're going to do an increase here. So there's going to be 2 V's in that one. So you're going to do 2 single V's and 1 double V. 2 single V's, 1 double V. And that's just how it's going to go for the next couple of rows. You're going to have, on the next one following that, you're going to have 3 single V's and then doubles. If you want an even bigger bag, then you do 4. It's just a matter of how big you want this bag. I don't usually go more than 4. A small one, I wouldn't do less than 3. And surprisingly, it's just 1 increase makes a world of difference in the size. Once you're done with your increase rows, and I can show you, this is my last increase row. You see 1, 2, 3 single ones, 3 single ones, and then 2 double ones. And then after that is just single ones all the way up. And I do 13 rows of single ones. That seems to be the right amount. If you're doing 4, if you do 1 more, it tends to be like 21 from the base to the top. This is just how I do it. I use Fibonacci numbers to help me with these. I developed this design for myself, so this one's going to be these 5 rows and then 13, which is what? 5 and 13? 18 rows total. And then for the bigger one, it's going to be 21 rows total. And then for the handle, you can see that I've got these little V's. There's no spaces between them. There's no chain stitches. So it's going to be 6 groups of 2, so 12. And then you're going to skip over 1 space. And I'm going to go into detail just a sec. If you're doing the smaller bag, you're going to skip 15 of these spaces, all the spaces. That's the triangle and the spaces between them from right here. So we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. In that 15th one, I'm going to grab some more yarn. Hang on. So we're going to grab the yarn, and we're just going to hook it on there with a chain stitch. And then we're going to do 2 double crochets into that space. And then the next 5 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 more spaces. We do 1 chain. Now I normally would go into this next space here to do a double crochet. We're going to skip that so we can have some decrease spaces. So we're just going to do 1 double crochet in each of those. So in this row we'll have 11. And we're going to keep doing that decrease until we have 6 on here. And then we're going to go into that space at the front so we don't decrease anymore. And we have a total of 3 that have 6 in them. And then I'll show you how to join those. This is my last 6 double crochets on my handle. So I'm going to go into that first double crochet space and just go all the way across. What I like to do is I like to take them and turn them right sides together. And I'm just going to go into each space here and just single crochet across, like I do granny squares, but on the back side. I'm going to just clip that off and pull that through. And it's drawing the handle together.